Hello everyone, namaste, welcome to my page and channel as always. So happy to be here with you. If this video doesn't come through this time, I'm not doing it. Obviously there's something stopping me. When I talk about something stopping me, I've had some technical situations happen and just some interruptions that have been a little difficult to get past. So we're going to try this one last time. If it flows, it flows. If it doesn't, then I'm not posting it. A little bit of humor there. Now I say that I felt like I've been being held back from doing this video. I've actually noticed the past couple days I've been having hits to speak on this, but I've actually held myself back until I really went internally through meditation and just really finding out, what all of this means to me, what kind of message can I give to the collective that's going to be of a helpful nature. Okay, so what I am speaking about is everything going on in the world right now, everything going on so far in 2020. I want to talk about this. I've talked about it on a couple of other videos, but I'm going to break this down a little bit more different so that you get a bigger, broader perspective of this. Okay, so the year 2020 in numerology is 4. Okay, 2 and 2 is 4. What does 4 mean? I'm going to break that down for you as well. And so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to start by reading off of the Daily Om that I received today, which was my push, my confirmation that, hey, let's get this information out there. You guys, I never want to make light of anybody's hardship. I never want to seem like everything's all happy, positive, because although I'm a pretty positive person, I've had my own situations come to me that have been a little tough to take. And, I have my own times. I have my own things happening. But what I want to do is I just want to bring information to you to help give you a bigger, broader perspective of different things. So that is the purpose of this particular video. I'm going to start by reading the Daily Om, and then I'm going to get into 2020, the numerology of things, and I'm going to break it down. So this is by Madison Taylor. It's called When Our World Falls Apart. When external factors shift, we have an opportunity to rediscover our core, the only truly safe place to call home. There are times when our whole world seems to be falling apart around us, and we're not sure what to hold on to anymore. Sometimes our relationships crumble, and sometimes it's our physical environment. And other times we can't seem to put our finger on it, but we feel as though all the walls have fallen down around us and we're standing there with nothing to lean on, exposed and vulnerable. These are the times in our lives when we are given the opportunity to see where we have established our sense of identity, safety, and well-being. And while it is perfectly natural and a part of our process to locate our sense of self in externals, anytime those external factors shift, we have an opportunity to rediscover and to move closer to our core, which is the only truly safe place to call home. The core of our being is not affected by the shifting winds of circumstances or subject to the cycles of change that govern our physical reality. It is as steady and as constant as the sun, which is why the greater mystics and mystical poets often reference the sun in their odes to the self. Like the sun, there are times when our core seems to be inaccessible to us, but this is a misperception. We know that when the sun goes behind the clouds or sets for the night, it has not disappeared, but it is simply temporarily out of sight. In the same way, we can trust that our inner core is always shining brightly, even when we cannot see it. We can cling to the core when things around us are falling apart, knowing that an inexhaustible light shines from within ourselves. Times of external darkness can be a great gift in that they provide an opportunity to remember this inner light that shines, regardless of the circumstances of our life. When our external lives begin to come back together, we are able to learn a bit more lightly on the structures. We are able to lean a little bit more lightly on the structures we used to call home, knowing more clearly than ever that our true home is that bright sun shining in our core. Okay, remember, when I talk about what's home for you, when I talk about that safe space for you, that is your internal self. For some of you, that's God, your I am presence, your universal energy. Okay, so when I'm reading this here, plug in whatever you need to for you to feel that home. All right, there's been a lot of videos I've been listening to lately where they're referencing, it's time to get back to God. It's time to pray. It's time to get back, listening to Jesus and reading those things that are going to help bring you back into that core, that place of feeling home. So for each individual, that could look different. For this particular daily Om, that's talking about the sun within. Okay, that's talking about that home within. You've seen me post, when you can't go out, go in. All right, so that's what I'm talking about right now. When I brought up 2020, okay, numerology, 4. I'm going to break down what 4 really means. 4 is about stability, okay? It's about structure. It's about change. It's kind of from 2019, it was rebuilding, okay? Rebuilding from what had fallen apart. This time, okay, it is a different kind of shaking. It's a different kind of structure. It's almost like the Tower card came in and just kind of shook your core, shook your structure so that you can rebuild. So what I'm going to use today to illustrate, because this is about illustration when I'm using these cards here, it's to illustrate the bigger picture, the shifting of nature, the shifting of the atmosphere, the shifting of life, the shifting of the self. Okay, because if you guys have been paying attention, the world is getting cleaner as we're all being asked to sit back, okay, asked to do nothing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my cards here. I'm going to use my cards. I'm using 4, okay. This is earth, air, wind, and fire, okay. This is about money. This is about your mind. This is about your emotions. And this is about your stability and structure. So we got the 4 of coins, okay. What this card speaks about is holding things close, okay? Holding your money close, not overextending your money at this time. This time is teaching us how to rely on resources that we didn't have before and bringing that money and holding it closer, because we're asked to really hold on, okay? Hold on to those things that we've worked so hard for. So if you find yourself being frivolous and not really thinking before you're spending, know that right now is not the time for that. It is the time to really keep what you've worked so hard for close. That's money matters, okay? Now, when we talk about what this is doing to us on a physical level, our minds. Okay, this is the 4 of Swords. This talks about relaxation, rejuvenation. With the crow here, this is about knowledge. Crows always bring knowledge. Swords is about the mind, the thinking. So this is about taking that time to go within, to have that introspection, and to ask yourself, what is this time of pause showing me about myself, showing me about my money, showing me about my emotions, and telling me how to act. How am I going to react to these things? Year 2020 is about taking all of the elements and finding out what that means for you. So this is a time for introspection, meditation, going within, prayer, connecting to your I am presence. It has some of us looking into the clouds, looking to see where our emotional fulfillment comes from. In the Om, I talked about external environmental influences. How are you handling this emotionally? And asking yourself, what have I been putting my energy into that's not been satisfying me? And I'm going to look into the future. I'm really going to connect with myself and ask myself, what can I move towards after this relaxation and rest time to help me start again on something that's more structured, more stable, something that brings happiness and sunshine into my life, and creating something more stable for you. Because this time will end. Okay, this time of growth and change is coming, but all of these things that are holding you back are not holding you back for your detriment. It's to help move you in the next step forward in positivity. Where do you want to go after this? Where do you want to focus your money after this? How do you want to come out of this relaxing and meditative state? All right, how do you want your emotional atmosphere to be? And how are you going to build that life that you've been looking to build for? Okay, so I hope this video helped bring some perspective for you, and I really look forward to doing more of these for you. All right, namaste. Thank you.